What's up, Kyle? It's Hamilton Leithauser.
How you doing, man?
Hey, what's happening?
I'm well. You doing all right?
Yes, I am.
Seriously cool track with Heartstruck. I guess the basic questions: where did this song come from?
Well, I started it a long time ago. I started it several years ago, and I got to a point where I just didn't. I didn't see how I was going to finish it, and I put it aside. And I think I started writing it before Rostam, and I even started writing "I Had a Dream That You Were Mine." And I put it aside, and then a couple of years later, it turned up on my computer somewhere, and I heard it, and I thought I still did like a lot of the parts of it. And then I realized that I thought maybe one way of getting it forward would be to make it a duet. And I wanted to change the way I was singing it, so I sang it with much more sort of gusto. And I realized I really wanted someone who could really sing hard. The first person I thought of was Angel Olsen, and luckily she was interested. So
she gets this year's Nora Jones Award recipient. She's a recipient of the Nora Jones Award, I guess, because I feel like she's like everybody's favorite guest all of a sudden because she's great.
I wonder if she feels spread thin because of that, but I don't know. But I appreciated it.
You guys sound great together. I mean, it really does. The whole thing.
Yeah, I liked that. I was very happy with it.
Yeah, those strings. Who's playing? Is that actual strings?
It is. It's my friend Rob Moose, who actually he plays with a lot of people and he tours around like Bon Iver and all these people. But I did a lot of manipulation actually doing the production on the song. It's actually a very simple sounding song, but there's actually a lot of like production tricks especially in those strings and those drums that were kind of complicated things. I did a lot of tape transfers and slowing down and speeding up strings. To get kind of a weirder sound because I didn't want it to be too flat. It's sort of like a retro soul song that I liked the song, but I didn't really see any point in putting it out as it was. And then when I sort of started messing with the sounds and I got Rob to redo all the like fake strings that I had started with, I got a much more lively sort of bombastic kind of rock and roll sound out of it. And that's where I think I finally got to. And then when I had several tracks of Angel, I could layer them in, and I thought it added like more of a unexpected feel to it.
It's got a lot of layers in it, and you talk about a little bit of that retro. I think still left over in just the way the piano part plays, just that style.
Definitely. I mean, you can't escape that. That sounds like the Flamingos. I mean, but that's just the basis for, and the chord progression, I guess, is the beginning where it goes up to that 3 chord is very sort of old timey standard. But I think that it was like the energy and like the bombast is where I brought. That's why I felt like it was worth putting out.
I'm really glad you did, and the video is so cool on it too.
I wrote the whole concept of the video. I actually wrote it to be a lot sort of funnier than it was, but we ended up getting Nick and Peter Simonite, who really are talented guys, and they changed a lot of the vibe of the way that I'd written out the storyline of it, but they made it look great in a way that I never could. I mean, I have nothing to do with the way that it looks. That's all them.
It's beautiful.
And I think they did a great job. Yeah.
That's so cool. So this right now is really just kind of a holdover song, just a one-off song for the fun of it?
Yeah, I mean, I have so much new material that I've been working on for a long time, and this is just the first thing that I finished, and I was going on this big tour that I'm on right now, and I thought it would be fun to have something new. I wish people could hear more of my stuff. I just haven't quite been able to carry the ball over the goal line for a bunch of these songs, but I really do have so many that are like almost there, and I think maybe it would be fun to put out a series of singles instead of a record. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but right now putting out this song sounded fun, and actually I have another one that sounds completely different than this that I could see myself releasing maybe pretty soon. It's just sort of like the way people used to release records originally. It's like just single by single as opposed to album by album.
I mean, I'm an album fan, but when I'm a fan of an artist, the next thing I want is I just want and want and want. So
yeah, I mean, of course, you're never gonna reach like a landmark, and you like all the albums I release an album every like 2 years. I've been doing that for like 15 years now, and they're sort of like markers along in your time, and releasing a single does not have that substantial feel at all, but it's kind of like it's something different. I haven't done it before, and it's sort of fun just finishing this one song, getting it, getting the record company to get it all together and put it out very quickly. And I only finished it like a month and a half ago. So it's nice that people can hear it right now, and I'm not doing this huge wait.
That's
And so
usually
this other one, I really would like to be able to hear this other song too. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that's the other side of it that I was going to say is I'm also such a fan of B-sides. And while this isn't what you would typically call a B-side, you know, once there's enough out there, you compile it to its own record, and it suddenly sort of becomes...
Yeah, and I mean, it's not off limits anymore. You can always come back and revisit it.
You talk about having so many songs, too. Is that... you know, maybe you've always had them, but now that you're a solo artist now for, 2 full albums, handful of years, is that sort of part of that of not having to wait for everybody else to come in and put their parts and say in on it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, well, I mean, I've always just written songs sort of obsessively in my free time, and it's something that I enjoy doing and something that I sort of can't stop doing. And I don't, that's not necessarily just a good thing, because it's really becomes kind of like an obsession. And, I mean, it keeps me going, but it also sort of drives me crazy. And so whether or not I'm consciously working on music, I always have something in the back of my mind. And I've just always been that. I've just done that for, 20-something years now. And so, yeah, not having a band to worry about, like, we're going to finally be able to schedule everyone to get together to try these ideas out, that's pretty great, because I can just move forward whenever I want to. And I can work with whoever I want, and I can call Angel up and see if she wants to sing on my song, and I can, I could, call anyone. It's nice. I mean, I was in a group for so many years. It is nice to have a little more freedom of scheduling.
Well, I hope it keeps on going. I look forward to a few more singles, especially if they're as good as this one.
Well, no promises.
No promises. All right, buddy. I'll let you get back. I know you just got into the hotel and everything, but I appreciate the call and the talk.
All right. Thanks very much, Kyle. Nice to talk to you.
You too. I'll see you around.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.